Episode titled The Black Door. It was a normal morning. Everything in the pig family house was calm. Mummy Pig was cooking breakfast in the kitchen. Daddy Pig was sitting at the table reading a newspaper. George was playing on the floor with his dinosaur. Peppa came downstairs and said hello. Everything looked the same as always. The day passed calmly. In the evening, Mummy Pig said goodnight. Peppa went to bed. The room was quiet. During the night, Peppa woke up. She did not know why. The house was dark. She heard a quiet sound, as if something had opened. Peppa sat up and looked toward the door. Her room door was closed, but next to it there was another one. Black. It had not been there before. Peppa did not move. She looked at it. The door was slightly open. It was dark behind it. Peppa got out of bed. She walked closer. She opened it a bit more. Behind it was a hallway. It looked like their house, but the light was dim. Peppa stepped inside. The floor felt cold. She walked forward. The hallway was longer than usual. The doors on the sides were closed. Peppa opened one. Inside was the kitchen, but no one was there. The table was in place, but something felt wrong. A chair was slightly moved. Peppa closed the door. She walked further. She heard footsteps, quiet ones, not hers. Peppa moved faster. Then she saw a figure at the end of the hallway. It was standing with its back turned. Peppa stopped. The figure slowly turned. It was her, another Peppa. But her face did not move. The smile did not change. Peppa stepped back. The other Peppa stepped forward. Peppa turned and ran. She ran through the hallway. It became longer. The steps behind her got closer. Peppa saw a door. She opened it and ran through. She was back in her room. The black door was gone. Peppa did not move. She lay down and closed her eyes. In the morning, everything looked normal. Peppa walked downstairs. She passed her room. There was no extra door. Everything looked the same as always. Peppa stopped. She looked at the wall. Then she looked at the floor. There was a mark, as if something had been standing there for a long time. Episode titled The Second Window. It was a normal morning. Everything in the pig family house was calm. Mummy Pig was cooking breakfast in the kitchen. Daddy Pig was sitting at the table reading a newspaper. George was playing on the floor with his dinosaur. Peppa came downstairs and said hello. Everything looked the same as always. After breakfast, Peppa went up to her room. She walked to the window and looked outside. Something was wrong. It was not their yard. The trees were closer. The sky looked darker. Peppa stopped. She blinked. The view did not change. She opened the window. The air felt colder than usual. Peppa did not go outside. She just watched. After some time, she saw movement. Far away, someone was walking. A small figure, moving slowly. Peppa could not see clearly who it was. She closed the window. She went downstairs and said nothing. During the day, everything looked normal. But Peppa went back upstairs again. She looked at the window. The world behind it was the same. The figure was closer now. It looked like someone similar to her. Peppa did not move. The figure stopped and looked directly at the window. Peppa closed the curtains. In the evening, she opened them again. Now the view looked normal. It was their yard again. Peppa said nothing. At night, Peppa woke up. The room was quiet. She heard a soft sound, like someone tapping on the glass. Peppa slowly turned toward the window. The curtains were closed, but the sound came again. Peppa walked closer. She slowly opened the curtains. Outside, the glass stood her, another Peppa. She was looking directly at her. She did not move. Peppa froze. Then the one outside raised her hand. Peppa did not raise hers. The other one still smiled. Peppa quickly closed the curtains. She did not go near the window again. In the morning, everything looked normal. Peppa went downstairs. She sat at the table. She looked at the window downstairs. It looked normal. Peppa went back to her room. She walked to the window. It was closed. She looked into the glass. In the reflection, she saw herself, but for a moment, the reflection smiled first.